Hello folks! So Evelyn has a really high skill ceiling, but I'm gonna dumb it down to have easy combos that you can focus on and use her pretty well. Her abilities are also very long, look at all these paragraphs in her skills, so I'm just gonna dumb it down to the most important stuff. First of all are her resources. She has Burning Ember and Burning Tether. Since those names are not that intuitive, I'm just gonna call her resources her meter and her pips or stocks. As you attack and dodge, you get more meter, and when you hold the basic attack or special, you spend the meter to build stocks. It costs 50% of her meter to make one stock, and if you have full meter, you can hold the attack button to build 2 stocks with her combo pretty quickly. Besides spending meter, you can also get a stock from using her ultimate. And once you have 3 stocks, you can hold your attack to do her special chain attack that you can do outside of a stun window, which segues to what Evelyn is specialized in. One of her core passive is doing extra chain attack and ultimate damage, and when her crit rate is over 80%, she does even more chain attack damage and more ultimate damage, so that's where her main focus is. And getting 80% crit rate is not that hard thanks to her passive. At max level, she gets an extra 25% crit rate just by having the Binding Seal, which is the string or rope that she attaches the enemy with. And when the rope breaks, you still keep the crit buff for 10 seconds, and there's many ways to get the rope back. Here are 5 different ways. 1. Use her special attack when there's no rope attached. This attack is super far and she'll dash right next to the enemy. 2. Use her follow-up assist. 3. Dodge counter. This one's pretty easy to do, but it can ruin your combo if you dodge midway. 4. A chain attack, either from a stun window or when she has 3 pips. And 5. When she uses her ultimate. And even if you're not doing most of the other stuff, you're going to be using her skill to attach a tether during your normal combo anyway, so you're pretty much always going to have the rope and the 25% crit buff. Now let's talk about how to build her meter faster. The fastest way to actually build her energy is to use her special after you have the rope attached. If you're able to dodge an enemy with this special, you get a whole bunch of meter. You also get 50% of her meter when you cancel the rope with her EX special. But you don't really want to cancel the rope since you're going to need it to do your other combos. So let's get into her combos. If you just spam basic attack, hits number 1 and 2 are physical damage, and 3, 4, 5 are fire. But there is a way to skip the physical and just go straight to the fire, and that's where the rope comes in. If you use her special while the rope is attached, she'll loop around the enemy to explode the rope. But if we do a basic attack before she does the explosion, we skip straight into her 3rd, 4th, and 5th basic attack for all fire damage. And this is the standard combo we want to do in combat to build meter. Once you have the rope attached, you use the special again, but then you immediately use her basic attack to cancel it. Keep spamming the basic attack until you get 3, 4, and 5 completed, and then you go back to using a special again, and then go back to basic attack to cancel. And that's pretty much the combo. The other thing to look out for is her meter. Once you hit 50 or 100%, hold the attack button to cash out and build stocks, since that's the most important thing. One rotation of that combo is enough to almost build 50% of her meter. And at the beginning of the fight, you want to start off with using her special in order to cast a rope on an enemy, and then you can go straight to the loop. So it's going to be special, special, basic attack, basic attack, basic attack. This will give you 50% meter, so you can hold it to build a stock. After doing a charge, we're going to skip back to the standard combo where we just use the special attack to do the twirl. Once your meter hits 100, go ahead and hold your attack in order to build the 2nd and 3rd pips, which will lead straight into a chain attack. There are more advanced combos, but this one is the easiest one to remember and the one you can use the most. Besides that standard combo, there's a different one to do when you stun an enemy. This is assuming you have everything built up. If you don't have ultimate or other stuff built up, then skip that step and go on to the next. But essentially, when you stun an enemy, do your chain attack thing and end with Evelyn, and then hold her attack in order to do 2 chain attacks in a row. After that, use her ultimate, and since the ultimate gives you a free tether, we can go straight to... Okay, the enemy died because it's too weak. Let me switch to an enemy that's resistant to fire and try this again. Okay, so anyway, for the stun combo, once you get the stun, use your normal chain stuff and end with Evelyn. Hold the basic attack to do a 2nd chain attack, use her ultimate, You can push special once to start the twirl, cancel the twirl with the basic attacks, which will give you enough meter to go back to 3 stocks, and then you keep holding the basic attack to cash out on a last chain attack. And this last chain attack is usually the end of the stun window. And don't worry about trying to memorize this combo, your main goal is to just use as many chain attacks as you can, and then the ultimate if you have it. If you don't have 3 stocks at the start of the chain attack, then use her ultimate right away instead of the chain attack. It doesn't have to be exact, but this one gives you 3 chain attacks and an ultimate in 1 stun window. And here are some extra tips to improve your combat. When you normally do a chain attack, you spend 3 pips. But after using her ultimate and taking off the jacket, using chain attacks will only cost 2 pips instead of 3. This is a very strong buff that lasts for the whole fight, so you want to use her ultimate as soon as you can. And you might notice her chain attack has a very long animation where you can't do anything, but you can swap to another character during this. So in the middle of her little flurry, you can swap to another character and do extra damage while Evelyn finishes the flurry and does her snap. And finally, I'll quickly go over her stats, skill priority, and equipment. Since her core passive is super important, Evelyn will need at least 55% crit rate, since the extra 25% from the core passive will give you the 80. And for the skill priority, her chain attack / ultimate is the most important, because that's what her character focuses on. The highest chain attack and highest ultimate damage in the game. Next, you want to level her basic attack since she does that a lot, and then her special. The dodge and assist, just level it whenever you have materials or whatever, they're not that important. And then for the Wenjin, her signature is obviously the strongest one, and it's actually her strongest one by about 15 to 20% compared to the other weapons. But if you do not have the signature, then the event Mercado Desire is a very good choice. This one adds 20% crit rate, so if you're having trouble reaching that 55% crit, then this is a good weapon to pick. And if you do have enough crit rate, you can go with the 5-star Brimstone or the Starlight Engine. The 4-star Wenjins are pretty similar to the 5-star, so it doesn't matter too much which one you pick. Just have at least 55% crit rate. And for her disc, ideally you want 4-piece Woodpecker and 2-piece Inferno. Since her crit is so high, the attack buff from Woodpecker is always going to be active. For the main stats, you want crit damage or crit rate on number 4. I suggest crit damage since crit rate might overcap you beyond 100%. For number 5, go with either fire damage or pen ratio, and number 6, attack percent. For substats, it's your basic DPS. Crits are always the best, and then attack percent, and then flat pen and attack are about the same. And that's it for this intermediate combo guide. I don't want to keep things too long, so thanks for watching, and as always, have fun out there, Proxy.